Hey, Disturbed listeners, Love is Blind. Let's watch.
My mom grew up religious. They grew up Catholic.
Okay. Faith is definitely important to me. Definitely like how I was raised and how I go through life is like being raised Christian.
Now I'm not religious at all.
Okay, so it looks like maybe it's a deal breaker for Shaina. She has switched from Shane to Kyle, and she asked, would you be willing to go to church with me every Sunday? Because that's what I want to do. And he's like, yeah, I'm not religious at all. And so now she's like, oh, so let's see how she reacts to this.
So like, I'm like trying to be calm. Are you atheist?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. However you're feeling, I can understand.
Yeah, so she's like, are you atheist or are you just a religious person who doesn't go to church? Because maybe I can work with that. And he's like, yeah, I'm an atheist. She's like, oh. So I think it's a deal breaker for her. And it's a big bummer for her because she was like, okay, I'm going to switch from Shane to Kyle. I like Kyle. Let's see what happens. Maybe this won't work for her.
See, that's a question I need to ask you.
You're asking me if I'm okay with you instilling the religion into our children?
Yeah.
That's fine.
What about
Ultimately, the
you?
kids will get to decide just like I did.
I want to know why you're an atheist.
Okay, so they're having a discussion about like, well, what does this mean? I think she's really trying to shove a square peg into a round hole. I think my dogs are barking. I think if she had a choice, she'd be like, yeah, I guess it's not going to work with Kyle because this is pretty important to me. But anyway, so she's like, well, what if we had kids? Would it be okay if I instilled that in the kids? And he's like, well, yeah, you can instill that. But I'm also, I think what he's not saying is I'm also going to instill the choice and we'll let them make the choice. Okay. So I think Shaina's really trying to make something work that probably won't work for her because it sounds like Christianity is a big deal to her.
I just believe science.
God is science.
But the science doesn't check out.
Says who?
Says a lot of people. I am resistant to brainwashing.
I think you are brainwashed.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot I could say. So, she's asking him to defend why he's atheist, which is, if you're an atheist and you've ever had conversations with non-atheists, this is a frequent kind of thing that happens where the atheist is put in a position to defend themselves instead of both sides just saying, well, we are what we are, or vice versa, where the Christian or the religious person has to defend why they believe. So if you're an atheist out there, you know how that feels. Just like, I don't ask you to defend the fact that you believe in, all those things. So how about you don't ask me to defend myself? You know what I mean? Plus, anyway, point is that's what's happening right now. But this is good. I will say that a lot of times when I'm watching these shows, people will avoid the conversation because they just don't want to think about it. Or they'll say, well, I'll change him later on. So it's really great that they're like, okay, let's really, I think what Shaina is hoping in this moment is that she's going to catch him in a hypocrisy and then she's going to, open the door a little ajar so she can convert him to Christianity. At least that's honestly what it looks like. Because I think she's really like, I really want to make it work with Kyle.
I think you are brainwashed.
I could argue the same.
Not really.
Literally.
So you believe like the Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, it's explained. It makes sense.
No, it does. It makes no sense.
So you don't believe in evolution?
I do not believe in evolution at all.
Stop it.
I do not.
All right, well, people have different belief systems. I literally just put a sticker of Charles Darwin on my door today next to Einstein talking about the Big Bang and Freud, picture of Gandhi. People believe what they believe. So we use this show as a jumping off point. Can a couple have, can someone be a staunch atheist and a staunch, I don't really want to say Christian because she's a particular kind of Christian because I think the stats show that most Christians believe in evolution. Most Christians believe that the Earth isn't 6,000 years old, those kinds of things. So it sounds like she's in not a tiny, but a minority of those within Christianity. But anyway, people believe what they're going to believe. So can people make it work? Absolutely. And they sometimes do. But should they consider whether or not it's a good idea to be together? Yeah, they should definitely, think about it.
Does that scare you?
I think that at this stage of my life, I'll never find that perfect person where everything aligns so perfectly.
But our big things.
They don't change.
Yeah. Okay. So for Kyle, he's like, yeah, I mean, we have a big difference regarding our religion. She's religious, I'm not. But I've never felt so, right before. So I'm going to propose to her. So there's a ring, and she walks into the room and sees the ring sitting there. And she's immediately like, oh no, he's not going to propose. So for him, it's not that big of a deal. I think for her, it's a deal breaker, which she pretty much was communicating in their previous conversation. So I'm surprised Kyle didn't pick up on that. So now they're going to have she's like, wait. Before you say anything, let me ask you some questions. And so the way she's framing it right now is my religion and the way we raise our kids a deal breaker to you? And so that's one question. I think another question she should ask herself is, do I want to be with someone that isn't going to share this with me? Because it sounds like a pretty central part of her life. Let's see what happens here.
We have to risk it, honey.
Right.
Because I don't want to have regrets. Do you see the box?
I do.
So I think she should say, before you propose, I need a couple more days. But that's not, we see her pantomiming so that he won't see it. I think she's not ready. So she should just tell him that. Now, maybe if she goes along, because I think she's going to go along with it. That's because otherwise she would say something, right? So is that a bad thing? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. If I were her friend, I'd be like, just tell him to give it a couple days so you can really think about it, ask some more questions, really try on the future of what this might look like.
You remind me so much of my mother. She was very religious. She makes me the happiest. I want someone who resembles her. So, Shaina, can you open your box, please?
Okay, on one hand, when someone says, I loved my mother, this is my mother's engagement ring, and you remind me of her, and I want you to be like my mother. On one hand, it's very sweet. If you have a wonderful relationship with your mom, and the attachment, the mutual support, the communication, the loyalty and dedication you might have with your mother might be the kind of principles and vibes that you're getting from a current partner, which is totally great. And a lot of people won't see that. On the other hand, it might creep people out that you're literally saying, you remind me of my mom, I want to date you, and I want to roll around with you. Which that's not how I see it. I think that's the way a lot of people will see it. But anyway, I just thought I'd comment on that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It doesn't look those don't look like tears of joy. Those look like tears of pain for herself and for him. I think she is, I don't know, but I'll just take a guess, and of course I can't know, is those tears are both a tear of anxiety and of the moment, it's just kind of taken up in the moment. And also I think she is feeling bad for, I wouldn't be surprised if in a corner of her mind, conscious or unconscious or both, is thinking, I'm going to break this guy's heart because I don't know if I want to be with someone who isn't religious. And so, but maybe it'll work. I don't know. Maybe this will work. But that's the look on her face is, oh my God, no. But I don't want to hurt his feelings. And I hate to be cynical, but people will say this. I don't usually like to think this about people, but it's possible that maybe she's thinking, well, if I don't hook up with someone, I don't go on to phase 2, and then basically I'm kicked off the show. I don't want to think that about people, but anyway. So I don't know. I understand why she just didn't say, like, look, I just need a couple more days. Could we talk about this a little bit more? Maybe she's thinking, look, I'll say yes to this, and then I'll ask more questions, and then maybe I'll call it off at the last minute. I don't know. Maybe. I'm worried for Kyle now, basically.
I'm dying to grab your face and kiss you. Do you know how much a kiss means?
Everything.
Yeah, it's the best feeling in the world.
It's a little concerning because, at least the way they're editing it, she seems extremely, during a very important moment, and we've seen other examples of this with Danielle and Nick and with Deepti and Shake. This moment seemed very mutual, like, yes, 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 let's do this thing, both people. This one does not look that way, and that's fine if she's not yes, 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 but she shouldn't, but she seems to be trying to exhibit that through her words, but then all this nonverbal, and I think what's going on in her head is, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. So it's a little concerning that she isn't expressing that. And he's going, because the other thing is this is a big moment, and we saw with the others that there was kind of this aftermath after the proposal and the acceptance. There's this, mutual bliss that they're just, oh my God, and he's doing that right now, and she's just frozen, which makes me wonder, we have fight or flight, freeze, appease, or faint, and sometimes people have different words in there, but essentially it's sometimes people say fawn instead of appease. So, you have fight or flight, freeze, or fawn, so that's all F, and faint. So if you want to do it all Fs, it's fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and faint. But if you want to rhyme, because fight or flight, those rhyme, right? And then you want to go freeze, appease, those rhyme, and then faint. So anyway, one of the responses is to freeze. Fight, flight, freeze, or appease. If you freeze when you're in trauma, then sometimes the thing will pass, or it'll go by quicker. She seems to be having that reaction. It doesn't seem to be a trauma reaction, but it could be like a relational reaction. Maybe the way she learned how to cope with invasion from people in her family or something. I don't know, but I don't understand why she just doesn't say, wait, yes, but I'm not sure, because he deserves to hear her honesty in this moment.
To somebody that you love.
I'm kind of in shock right now.
I know, and I didn't expect to ever pull that out. I brought it with anticipation that maybe I would find somebody.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but the way that she's crying, and I'm just in shock. So that shock feeling would lend itself to that, freeze response, and the way that she's crying, it doesn't seem like the sort of tears of joy or just tears of, oh my God, something big is happening. It feels deeper than that.
I'm so excited to see you. Oh my God.
I'll see you.
Okay.
Goodbye, beautiful.
I mean, she still hasn't put it on. So will she be more honest with him? And maybe she's having like a legit freeze response, and when she's able to find some safety, she'll be able to think more clearly and then think, I need to tell him what's going on. Or am I not reading it right? Let's find out.
I just feel like a second.
Yeah, those don't look like tears of joy. I don't know what that is. It feels painful. It's like pain. Either I'm in pain, or I feel ashamed, or I feel like I'm going to hurt him, and I don't want to hurt him. Let's see what she says.
I guess it's just like the idea of like being engaged again. And
I just don't want to make another mistake. I care about Kyle a lot, but there's issues, huge things that we both.
Yeah, not encouraging. You probably shouldn't have accepted the proposal. I care about Kyle a lot, but, I mean, unless there's, but I think he's too amazing for me. Even that, I would be a little, but anyway, so, yeah. All right, so she's giving a little bit of, what's going on in her mind. She's like, well, I've already been engaged, and I don't want to make a mistake again. So maybe she didn't expect it to happen, but there could be a lot of trauma, or at least, psychological reactivity to just the trigger of, even though intellectually she knew that she was possibly going to be engaged again in this process, but when it really happened, maybe it just really hit her, and just all the flood of that past relationship just comes rushing in, and, the importance of it and what's at stake. I wonder what happened with her previous relationship. Did she get broken up with? Did she break up with the other person? I wonder what happened there. Maybe we'll find out.
Sorry. It's terrifying. I made my past mistakes and not having integrity and staying true to myself. And am I making that same mistake?
Sure seems like it. If that was what was happening. So it sounds like she's saying her previous engagement, her current narrative about it is she wasn't sticking to herself and she didn't have integrity. That kind of sounds like she cheated, actually. That's usually a word that people will use when they cheat. They'll say, like, I didn't uphold my integrity. There's also a metaphor there, the integrity of the marriage, and you broke the integrity of it. I can't know that, but at the very least, she's saying, I didn't hold to myself. I didn't stay true to myself. I wonder if I'm doing that again. It sure seems like it. So maybe if it gives her, now maybe her and Kyle are meant to be, but she clearly is not 100%, not even remotely close to that, it seems. So how come she just goes along with it, but then secretly resents it? Well, we use the show as a jumping off point. When we're growing up, for some of us, we experience parents that don't allow us to assert ourselves, that don't allow us to be ourselves. They might punish us or reject us, or something bad happens as we're just having the regular spontaneity of being a child and wanting things or expressing yourself or something. There's various different paths to this. And one of the schemas, one of the learning lessons, belief systems that you can develop through that process of having other people, particularly your parents, not react well to you, being yourself, or wanting things and having a goal in life, or whatever it is. Well, actually, let me think about a specific kind of interaction. So you might have a kid who is like, they're like, I want to play piano. Okay. And then the parents come to the kid and say, okay, well, we signed you up for piano lessons and we're going to go piano shopping today. And then in the moment, the kid's like, wait, I know I said I wanted to play piano, but that was me yesterday. And you know me, I'm 6 years old. I changed my mind on a dime. I don't know if I want to take lessons. That sounds like a lot of work. I don't want you to buy a piano. Like I'm onto a whole, I want to play, something else now. So let's say that the kid is like, oh, yeah, I don't want, now anybody who has kids, you've been down this road. The kid says, I want a turtle, and then they just abandon the turtle. Kids are flighty. They don't understand. They have ideas. They don't understand the relationship between their impulsive desire and the responsibility that carries with it. So when you're 6 or around that age, and you have those ups and downs, if your parents do not react well to that, say the parents are like, well, we already signed you up for piano lessons. We already told everyone else in the family that you're going to be a pianist, and so you're going to go, and you committed to this. And the kid's like, I did? Well, you rinse and repeat that enough times, the kid starts to learn, my needs don't matter. I probably shouldn't assert myself, particularly if someone really wants me to do something. It's really bad if I speak out against that, so I should probably try to suppress it, and that might result in this as an adult. All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.